We're finally here, guys. Took a while, took a week or two, maybe a few weeks, but we're finally here. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Just JP. My name is Justin, and we are finally at the end, listening to the album A Trick of the Tail with the ending song Los Endos by Genesis. We are finally here, guys. Before I do anything or get anywhere, seriously have to thank you guys. I appreciate you so much, the way that you've been watching, commenting, the background, the recommendations, everything that you guys have put into the comments, and hopefully you understand that I don't take that for granted. That's the reason why I make an effort to be down there with you guys. It's unheard of, and I really wasn't expecting the response that I got. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey as we end this album finally. Of course, if you haven't watched the other videos, or if you haven't watched my journey through this album, it started off a little out of order, but we eventually got it to where it needed to be. So you can always go back and watch those and watch the progression and my thoughts on those songs individually. So what we're going to do, we're going to listen to this song. This video will be as normal. And then I'm not going to tell you when exactly because I'm not sure exactly when, but I will do a final thoughts. I don't want to say review because I feel that to be able to review an album from a band, you have to know some of their other works. And even though I know a few songs from their other albums, I'm not familiar with any other albums from them in totality. So I don't think it's fair for me to call it a review. It'll just be a final thoughts video. With that final thoughts video, please don't expect it right away. I've spaced these songs out in my channel for variety so that there's still something kind of for everyone if you're not really a Genesis fan or if you don't really care about it too much. But with my final thoughts video, I actually am going to put some thought into it. I'm going to re-listen to the album a few times again, now that I can in totality. I'm going to watch interviews, read background on it. Now, at that point, after I listen to this song, I can fully immerse myself in the album and everything surrounding it. That way I can really convey to you what I feel when listening to this album. So keep on the watch for that. I'll announce when I'm going to release it on Twitter. So if you join me on Twitter, you can actually find out when that video will come out. But like I said, it's going to be a little more thought put into it. So hope you guys enjoy that when it comes out. Also, as mentioned before, if you have other albums that you may want me to do, continue to let me know in the comments. It doesn't have to be Genesis. I'm playing around with some other albums in my head right now that I may want to do. You know what? I wasn't going to say it, but I've been playing around with the idea of doing The Cure, Disintegration. I've been playing around with doing Kate Bush. Is it Hounds of Love? I think it's Hounds of Love. I'm not exactly sure. I've been wanting to listen to that album, but I just held it off in case I decided to listen to other songs or the album in full on camera. So I'm already tossing around ideas personally. I want to hear your thoughts though. Yes, I know a lot of you have mentioned doing an album with Peter Gabriel. I'm sure I'll get around to it. I'm open right now. At this point, there's nothing set in stone. I'm open to really anything. So let me know your thoughts. And without further ado, last call. Let's do this, guys. This is Genesis with the album A Trick of the Tail, final song, Los Endos. Let's go. There we go. We've done it, guys. We've done it. We finished the album. We've done it. Welcome to the end. Does Los Endos mean the end? Hey, Natasha! Does Los Endos mean the end in Spanish?
What?
Los Endos?
No.
Losendos?
No.
What is it a word?
I don't think so.
Los Endos?
Like Los is a word.
Okay, Los Endos.
Is it a band name?
No, it's a song name. Like the something. I thought it was the end.
No. The end is fin.
Like,
just because you put an O on the end of a word doesn't mean it's
well, what does
Spanish.
Los Endos mean?
Google Translate.
That was a perfect celebration of the album. I've said it before on other albums from other bands, but when it comes to closing songs, there's different ways you can close an album out. There's different ways you can close a song out. And I like the way that they closed it out here. At first, I was kind of taken aback. I didn't expect to hear pieces of their other songs. Dance on a Volcano, you heard Squonk in there. It was just really cool the way they did that, because it was like they were celebrating this. I don't know if this is considered a new era for Genesis, but Phil Collins taking over the lead vocals, there's going to be a dynamic change shortly. And this seemed to be like a nice send-off, like, hey, yes, you were always in the band. This isn't like, celebrating you in the band, but you took over this position, you nailed it. This is, congratulations. I thought this was a great ending to the album. I actually wanted it to go on a little bit longer because I was enjoying what was going on. Unsung hero of this particular song, Mike Rutherford, killing it. Absolutely nailing it on the bass. He was just going crazy in the beginning. Just, wow. I thought it was awesome. I mean, listen to the bass. I mean, he's just going, Sure, he's not playing a lot of notes in that particular part, but the speed and the tempo of which he's going, along with the drums especially, don't let me count out the drums, but I really like it. I like this whole song. It flows super well. And there are a few bands and a few songs here and there that they do try to bring back like the main riffs or the memorable parts of other songs into the last one, like reminding you, hey, do you remember this song? And do you remember how good it was? And this part you liked. But the way they did it was so natural. It flowed so well. I really enjoyed it. This was a great ending. Like I said, I just wish it went on a little longer. Question for you guys, really quick, while you're in the middle of this video. When it comes to songs, do you guys like fade outs in songs? Or do you prefer the song just to end where it needs to end? Because this song fades out. And yeah, a lot of songs fade out. A lot of songs end where they need to end. But I was recently, I think it was on Reddit or maybe RYM, and they were discussing like fade outs versus just ending the song naturally, like where it needs to end. And there were a lot of people, surprisingly to me, that didn't like fade outs. I like fade outs. I like it because the song, especially if you enjoy the moment, it keeps going, and it's sure, it diminishes as it goes in volume, but it's like leaving a little remnant of it for you to kind of keep. There's something about fade outs that I find satisfying. So in songs in general, do you guys like fade outs, or do you prefer just it to end where it ends? And of course, it's going to depend on the song itself, but yeah, if it works, it works. Yeah, this song was great. I would listen to it again. There actually apparently were a few lyrics in the actual song, because I didn't know it was instrumental at first, and then I saw on Genesis, because I pulled it up anyway, that I didn't realize it was like mostly instrumental. There were just a few lyrics. The lyrics are, there's an angel standing in the sun. There's an angel standing in the sun, free to get back home. Kind of like after all is said and done, after you've gone on this journey, after you've heard all these stories, you've listened to all this music, we're free to breathe. The pressure's off. Did Peter Gabriel leave? Yes. Did we still manage to just nail it? Absolutely. We've proven it to not only ourselves, but to the audience, to the fans, to the listeners. And I think that's super important. I don't know if that's what that's about. I mean, it's only 3 lines, but that's what I feel like it's about. They were standing in the sun, they were in their moment of glory, and now they're free to just go and move on from there. Return home, in a sense. Do what they do best, and just make the best progressive music, and music in general, that they can. This song, I like it. I would listen to this on its own. I feel it works even better as an album closer. I'm really, really glad that I did decide to do this, A Trick of the Tail, as the whole album. As I've mentioned, it really was a random thought. I didn't even know I was going to do it. I just said, you know what? I've already done 2 songs from this, and I'm very curious as to what else is on here. Let me just listen to the rest of it. Guys, wow, I can't thank you enough for joining me here. I can't thank you enough for watching, your comments. Man, there's so many of you. I wish I could name you guys and like call you out, but I know I'd forget someone, and man, but you guys are amazing. I'm down there with you. Let me know what you thought of the song. Let me know what you thought of the album. Let me know what you think of really anything. If there's any essential documentaries, interviews, live recordings, because I'm probably going to watch their live recordings now to hear even more from this album and from these songs. Link them for me below, and I'll go through and I'll read them. Like I said, my final thoughts video will come out. It's going to be a little bit of time because I do want to put some work into it. It will come out, but I want it to be the best it can be. Thank you so much for joining me here. Always, always appreciated. You can join me on Twitter as well. You can join me in the comments down below. And we did it, guys. We did it. Thank you so much for watching. Just JP. I'm out of here. Have a great day, everyone.